Okay, so welcome back. I kind of want to talk about the podcast. My sister and I decided to start the Grim and Glamorous Podcast. Everybody has a podcast these days. There's so many out there. There's a lot of great ones to choose from. What led you to decide to start the Grim and Glamorous Podcast specifically? I feel like I talked about my own background in the first and second videos, but I kind of wanted to expand a little bit about that further because it explains why we decided to start a podcast. And so in college, I was a journalist. I wrote for the Collegian newspaper. I went to St. Mary's College of California up in the East Bay of San Francisco. And it was there that I really pursued my interest in writing. I would write a lot of opinion editorial pieces. I would write about education, travel, things like that. And so I really enjoyed having that platform and talking to people through the written word, through the student newspaper. And I felt like at the time when I started, I was like, are people really listening to this? Like, do people actually read our newspaper? It was a liberal arts college, so it was a small school environment. There were probably like 2,000, 3,000 students total going on to Columbia and going to LSU. These are really big universities that have large student populations. And so starting at a small liberal arts college, it was sort of like, are people actually going to read the school paper? But I was surprised after my first few articles, people would come up to me and they were like, hey, I really enjoyed what you wrote. Maybe I didn't agree with everything that you said, but it was an interesting read. It was a breath of fresh air. It was, honest. And so that really encouraged me to pursue that. And I ended up writing for the school paper for 3 years. And it was something that I always wanted to get back to. And so recently, just looking for creative projects, creative outlets, my sister and I decided to start a podcast. And it sounded like something that would be interesting. I love podcasts. I listen to a lot of different ones. Ira Glass, he has his podcast. And that kind of really inspired me. So we really spent a lot of time planning it. We started it and officially launched it on Halloween, October 31st. Had some good feedback. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. We have a YouTube channel. And so I kind of just wanted to give some background about that and why we decided to start a podcast. Yeah, there's a lot out there, and yeah, there's a lot of content to sort through, but I feel like that's just the way the internet is now. There's just a lot of media. But I also think it's a good thing, it can give you that platform to share what your interests are. It gives you a platform to talk to people, to interact, and find your own. We really enjoy it so far. And so hopefully we'll continue that. Have it on iTunes and Spotify so people can listen to it in a variety of ways. And so however you listen to podcasts, we hope that you are able to find it. And, you can reach out to us through social media and, would love to explore different topics, paranormal stuff, conspiracy theories. It's been really popular over the past few years. We know a lot of people have been talking about it. Hopefully we'll put a different spin on it, our own take on it, and hopefully provide a unique perspective that's interesting. So appreciate you listening. Just wanted to give some background on our podcast, and we hope you listen. Thanks so much.